Okay, good morning everyone. So it is 7:31, bid 91.5 on Thursday the 19th. Great. So let's start the day trading zones pre-market analysis. Before I start quickly, don't forget next week it's going to be the last advanced trading concept webinar. It's free. Feel free to sign up in the website daytrading.com. We only do 3 of those per year. It's a webinar, basically observations over 15 years of what I think is key in trading. Okay, let's move. So, if you observe the day trading zones here and the probability continuation tool, number one, before I start the big picture, you observe that on the 10th last week, we started having the first down arrow, which for people who don't know, the down arrow is the immediate signal, okay, of probability going down, but the one that is solid usually are the red dots. As soon as you see red dots flashing, you have a continuation probability. So we started flashing the down arrow here at about 23, okay, area. The red dot started around the 20 area. We went down to about the 10 area. The FOMC went flashed, okay, the spike here, but it never created a blue arrow, which is a continuation reversal up. Okay, we had the shoulder, head, shoulder on the FOMC spikes here, recreated a down arrow intranight, and boom, and see all the red dots to the end, to the 70s here. Okay, so let me zoom here and show you now. The problem, okay, quickly, if you see at the zone, is the compression zones. You see we have compression zones here going from about 75 here to the compression zone at about 1100. We need to get out of there because below the 75, 73 we tank, and above the 1100 we go towards the 12, okay, or we go towards that 37 that we talked about last week. Okay, so we need to be out. You want to trade where there's spaces. Those are compression zones. They are very dangerous, especially that compression here, 82, and the round number, the 1100, those 18 points here, where I do a square here. You want either to stay away from it, or you want to have your mind prepared that this is going to be ping pong. That being said, look at the day trading zones probability continuation and see how it flagged. You see we were red from the 10 to about the 16, and let me zoom and show you. Okay, so what is it that you see? You see that we were red from the 1120 like I showed you. Okay, and we finally broke with 2 down arrows and 1 arrow up. That's a lower high, higher low triangle. We recross shift of momentum. We were down through that zone. So the momentum was down. You recross. When you recross zones or pivot points that you look at, or if you do market profile, any recross of important zones like this, it's a shift of momentum. We started going neutral, break of that triangle, blue dots in place at about 80, 75, 80, and boom, to the 98. And you'll notice that even though I had a red arrow here for the pullback to the zones, and another pullback yesterday, double top to the zones, we still flash blue. So the continuation trend is what for the moment? That each time we hit those pullbacks at 82.5 or the 75, as long as we have the blue dot, there's longs, okay? Otherwise, below that 75, 78, it's game over. It's going to be nasty short, okay? But again, when you compress the zones, you want to get out of there, okay? And that's what I like about the day trading zones here. It's when I use my tool here, is I want to be out of there, you know? Because I know when I am in the cluster zones, it's dangerous. It's going to be ping pong. And that's what it is, really. Okay, look at the big picture. If you look at a weekly chart, as usual, I show you a big picture. That's the lower high. Let me compress so that you can see quickly. That's the lower high since the top here. Okay, you see the top here at about in the 07 October here in the 1500s, lower high trend line, and you have the higher low trend line from March 09. Okay, and here it's what happened, that you understand the zones here, okay, that we are in, especially if it's this. We have said that for months and for months, by the way. You had the lower high trend line, we broke it here, okay, at about the 1040, and we made a minor high here at the 1150. We retraced to that lower high trend line from the high of 2007. We held, made a new high at 1217, and recrossed that zone for a double top. So the zone is very well defined. It's the 1040 1 2 3 formation, and it's the 1150, and that's where we are. We are playing ping pong. If we recross that zone here at 1150 and go above that, we go for a new high and we fly. If we break here that 1040, this is nasty, we go down. Okay, and it's the same in both ways. If you look at the higher lows from 2009, higher lows, we broke down around that 1150. We sustain here the 1036, 1040. So we have the same zone. Whether you look at the lower high from 2007 1 2 3 formation here and here, or you look at that trend line that broke from March here, upper trend line that broke here at 1150 to the 1040, it's the same zone. So that zone is extremely strong here. That's why we are playing ping pong. You know, look, let me zoom. You see? So a key question now that I'm pondering before we go to the euro is, we have a shoulder here, we have a head here, you have the shoulder at 1150, you have the head here in the 1200s. Are we going for another shoulder here in the 1150s? Okay, that's the big question. Are we going to go and do that 1137, 1150 area test, okay, for that big shoulder? Okay, and I would say if we go below the 1075 I showed you on the day trading zones, it's game over. We're on our way to that 1040. We go break that 1040, it's game over. Okay, so you have your game plan on the yes. You know, the big picture is the 1040 and that right shoulder 1150, and within this you have the other numbers that I gave you on the day trading zone, which is the 1100 and the 1075 on our way to 1037. Okay, that's it. Let's go to the euro quickly, because I have just 1 minute left here. And you see the euro is the same idea here. We are the moment of truth as well, because higher lows from those lows that we got here around the 118, 117, and we are retesting those lows here around the 126. The 126 will be key. If you look at this chart on the euro, let me compress. What you notice, this is the low. It's a weekly chart. It's the low from, so you had two tops here. You had the top here on the 160 in the euro, right there. Okay, and one here, right there. Where's my pen? Why it's not working? Okay, for some reason it's not working. Hold on. Anyway, so you see the lower high here. You have the lower high from 160, then you had the lower high, the second lower high in October 2009 here at 152. So lower high, and you have that double bottom here, 122, 121 area key. And right now, I have told you in the zones, we need to get out of that 126. You see, there's a 1, 2, 3 formation here. Google that, it's very powerful. 1, 2, 3 formation by Victor Sparandeo. He wrote a fantastic book called Principle of Professional Speculation. I recommend everybody to read 1 and 2. Okay, and you are in the 1, 2, 3 again. So the bottom of the 1, 2, 3 is 126. The top is that 133. If we break the 126 on the euro Forex here, it's going to tank back towards that 122, 121. If we break that 133, we're going up. That's the big picture. In between, it's going to be extremely dangerous. The 600 pips are going to be ping pong. So just be cognizant about that. Okay? You have a great day, everyone. You stay safe, and I'll see you next week on the social medias.